Who mourns for Adonais? Well, maybe I do, maybe I don't, but this is Star Trek Season 2 original series. This is the second episode now. I'm continuing my reviews of all of the original Star Trek series. I'm going to do the cartoon also. So let's talk about this one using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best that you can get. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5. I really like this story. There's a lot of wicked ideas. The reason it's not getting a 2 is that I feel once they get on the planet, and if you've seen these before, you're not watching this review and you've never seen this episode, obviously. So when they get to the planet, there's a little bit of kind of repetitive. Oh, he goes and talks with chats up the lady, then he comes back, gets angry, chats up the lady, goes back and forth. Just a little bit, maybe a couple of more little snuggets, little things would have been good. But the idea saying that these godlike creatures, these aliens, traveled to Earth and met up with the ancient Greeks, and sort of that's how they formed their mythology, religion, whatever, based on these guys. That's really neat. That's a super cool idea. And because they're like, oh my God, he looks like it's Apollo. He's like, I am Apollo. And it's like, oh my God, looks like Apollo. That is Apollo. It's like, and then Kirk's like, what if it actually really is Apollo? Like they traveled to Earth and they saw them. That's awesome. So that was super cool. They got to defeat this guy. How are they going to do it? This big giant hand comes and this energy hand comes and grabs the Enterprise. As a kid, I'm sure everyone had whatever toys they had, they would reenact that. I am Apollo. So yeah, I like the storyline here. I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5 as well out of 2. It is, I'm not bored at all during this, but I do feel, again, it's a little bit back and forth with the same kind of thing. Like he just gets angry. So I understand that they're trying to give a little bit of a point and present a cool idea, but yeah, they did it really well. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So 1.5 is it's better than any average episode. So there you go. For the artistry, I'm actually going to give it a 2. I know that you can tell that there's a little bit of there's some fakeness, I guess, to it. But I am watching the upgraded Blu-rays, and they're pretty neat, and I kind of like it. Even the original version of it is still pretty neat. I can usually, my mind usually fills in whatever gaps there are. Like people always make fun of Doctor Who, for example, and they're like, oh, some of the sets were wobbly and whatever, which really, I don't think that's true. I think I saw one set wobble once in one episode in 60 whatever years, right? So that's fake. But I'm usually watching it, and then my imagination is filling in whatever gaps or details might be missing. So it doesn't really bother me. But I thought this looked pretty cool. Like he grows big and stuff, and that energy hand comes and grabs the ship. That's pretty neat. His little area is really cool. The forest, there's the pretty forest. You've got the pretty dresses. That counts as artistry. The clothing, music was cool. Apollo shoots stuff. They had to fire phasers through the energy hand thing. That's neat. They got to blow up that little podium thing. That's cool too. So yeah, there's a lot of cool shit in this. I don't know. I like that. It looked good. For the characters, I'm gonna give it a 1.5. Man, the characters are awesome in this. Chekhov, we got to see Chekhov do some stuff, which he's okay. The only reason I'm not giving it a 2 out of 2, so for the Star Treks, they're my favorite characters. I love all of them. They're all great, and so it's always going to get a 1 out of 2 or a 1.5 out of 2. That's usually the lowest score. I'm giving this one a 1.5. The reason it gets a 2 is if the side characters or the special appearance characters, so in this case, Apollo and the woman who's the history expert, I don't remember her name. So Carolyn, was it Carolyn? Yes, I think maybe that was the name. So I'm judging it by those two. I liked Apollo. I thought he was pretty good. I kind of felt bad for him. I sort of, he's like, look, I'm trying to be nice to you guys, and I just need you to love me, and that's it. And and Kirk's like, yeah, we're just we're not there anymore. We're not those people anymore. But I felt kind of bad for him because he was alone. All the other guys were missed or whatever they were. So I kind of felt bad for the guy. I liked him. The history lady, she's brutal. I know Scotty's pumped up for her, but you know what, Scotty, there's better. She's definitely pretty. Obviously, they don't get anybody ugly on these shows. They're all really good looking, but I don't know. She was a tool. It's like, oh, Apollo. It's like, snap out. I think this Kirk's like, look, snap out of it. Slap her in the face, like, wake up, woman. What's going on here? This guy's an alien. It's not Apollo. Stop it. So she was a bit irritating, but she kind of redeemed herself at the end. It was a good performance, because when she turned on him and she's like, oh yeah, I don't care about you. I only care about science. And he's like, what? And he gets all pissed off. That was a good performance, but she was a bit irritating. So I'm giving it 1.5. The enjoyment factor, 2 out of 2, man. I really like this episode. I know I kind of critiqued it a little bit, but I still really like this one a lot. Apollo was awesome, man. He was and I saw that he came back in that. There's that fan-made TV show. I forgot what it's called. Continues. Yeah, it's just called Continues, and they had him come back. So that was pretty neat. But yeah, I like that guy. He was wicked. Obviously, the other characters were great. So yeah, I really like this one. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm trying to be more critical. I'm comparing these episodes to other Star Trek episodes. So kind of my favorites are Devil in the Dark. I would say Amok Time is pretty awesome. What else? Like Taste of Armageddon is pretty awesome. City on the Edge of Forever. So when you're comparing to those, this would be an 8.5 compared to something like a 10 out of 10, which is Devil in the Dark. But yeah, anyway, that is it. Check out my friend Clobberin Time's Saturday night Star Trek show. Every Saturday night they review 4 episodes of all of the Trek. They're doing all of the real Star Trek, which is, it goes up to Enterprise. And they're really going through these detailed. I'm just doing 5-6 minute videos just to get my ideas out there, but they're really going through it in detail. So check them out. That is it, everybody. Thank you for watching. Until next time.